Jesse here at EC Auto Repair. Obviously, by now, y'all should know I really like Toyotas, right? So, this Toyota is a car that was abandoned with me. It's strictly still here for educational purposes for you and me, right? So, I digress. But this is a little Toyota Prius. But you look, and the battery is not here under the hood, right? They're these orange cables. So if you own a hybrid car, hybrid means gasoline engine over here, electrical inverter stuff over here for the battery. The engine kicks on whenever the battery runs low. So the engine's shutting off and on and off. It isn't exclusively electric. It's not exclusively gas, right? These are great cars. They get 35 to 40 miles a gallon. Some of them get even better, but I had one as a daily driver myself for a long time. Super great car, especially during COVID when fuel prices got so high. My wife hauled our kids to Taekwondo and all the things in that little Toyota Prius, and such a lifesaver. I had to pull her out of the SUV. Just the fuel cost did not make sense. The fuel cost back then was the equivalent of what we're paying for steak today, right? And it's like, what is it, 2025? It's August of 2025. I looked in the refrigerator. My wife went to the grocery store yesterday. She said, by the way, Jesse, steaks are getting expensive. You need to find us a beef to buy a whole beef. And so this morning, as I got ready for work, I noticed that one package that she had there was like $23.99 for 2 steaks at the grocery store. It's like crazy, right? So anyhow, that's but the Prius and other cars, there's a lot of the European cars, they're deciding to hide the batteries, but actually they're not hiding the batteries. But if you look, there is not a battery in the engine compartment on this particular car. So you can look in your owner's manual, you can ask AI, you can do a Google search or whatever, and more often than not find out exactly where your battery is. But the manufacturers have done a lot of testing, and they have determined that a majority of battery failures come from heat. And then especially when cold hits a battery that's been really hot, it creates the battery to fail, and that's when the battery needs to be replaced. So what some manufacturers have done, including our Japanese friends, like the battery for this one is all the way in the trunk. So the engine's up here. This is where it creates all the heat, but the battery for this car is right here, right in front of the passenger rear tail light. You have to open the trunk. The only problem is the battery's dead on this one, right? The only problem is you can't open the trunk when the battery's dead. How do you get into the trunk, Jesse? I'm so glad you asked. So the way that you get into the trunk, because you might have a Prius at home, is you got to come up here to the fuse box. You got to push the tabs. You got to wiggle. You got to hold your mouth just right. Get the cover off, and like on my car, which was a different model, it had an eyelet right here where the positive cable hooked up. On this one, it has a shiny tab right here, and that's the positive terminal, right? So you hook a pair of jumper cables or a jump pack right here to this, and then you hook your ground to somewhere else on the vehicle. So I would usually use a bolt like that, something solid. I'm not really wanting to go touch any of the high voltage stuff or cause any accidents. That gives you enough voltage to be able to go back, open the trunk, and now you have access to the little 12 volt battery that starts this bad boy right here. So hope that helps, but other manufacturers are going to choose to put the battery underneath the back seat. Others put it in the trunk, like I mentioned. A lot of BMWs, the battery is in the trunk, okay? Yesterday we replaced a battery on a Dodge Avenger. So to do it on a Dodge Avenger, at least on that one, this tire has to come off. This inner fender has to come off. And the battery's up here underneath the headlight, and that's the only way you can get to it. And it's basically almost a hour to 2 hour job to replace that battery. That is obviously not one of the batteries that we can replace in 15 minutes, and it's not one that one of the parts houses will install for free. So those clients came in yesterday, and we was able to put their battery in for them and fix them up. So maybe your battery's under here. There's there might be other places that I don't even know about on some of these vehicles. So if your battery is not under here, underneath the seat, in the trunk, or in the side panel of the trunk, if it's in a different spot, let me know. Take a picture and upload it. I'd be glad to take a look at it. I'm always excited to learn new things. Hope this helps. Help you learn something. We'll talk to you in the next video.